Welcome back to another episode of Baseball Books and Banter with me, your host, Nicole Aslin. As always, today is the return. I think we talk about it in the podcast, but we're going to call it the return of Darlene Dziomba, the sequel, because this is her third time being on the podcast. She's such a great friend, such a great person, a great writer, and just awesome sauce. So her fifth book in the Lily Dreyfus series comes out on Tuesday, February 24th. So depending on when you're listening to this, either put it on your list to buy or pick it up now, depending on, when you listen. And we talk, and we also break a little baseball news that not anybody else is talking about. So if if we want to start the hot stove, we've just started the hot stove for baseball. So stay tuned for that. It's a fun rumor. I don't know if I'm 100% on board yet, but when she brought it up, I was like, oh no, now I'm intrigued. So stay tuned. She's a big Phillies fan. Obviously, I'm a big Red Sox fan. So it's fun to talk baseball with someone who is equally as obsessed as I am with these things. But before we dive in, as always, let's do some things I'm obsessed with. I am bummed that the Olympics are over because now when I'm working from home, I like to have TV on in the background just for white noise. And it's been nice having these weird random sports like ski mountaineering and obviously curling on all the time. It's just kind of in the background. Right now, today, it is Sunday morning when I'm recording this, and USA is playing Canada in men's hockey for the gold. The women beat Canada in the gold medal match. So USA. And as much as I hate the Kachuk brothers, I do love the Hughes brothers. And obviously Charlie McAvoy's always my guy from the Bruins. So hopefully we can get a gold. And I just saw the women's gold medalists are there cheering in the stands. And so it's the end of the first intermission or the first period. And the gentleman who scored the goal, it's 1-0 USA. He is from Massachusetts. So it's always fun to have a little connection there. So the Olympics, obsessed with the Olympics, always obsessed with Diet Coke. It is what it is. If you're listening, Diet Coke, get at your girl. Another thing I'm obsessed with, friend of the program, Daphne Silver / Lauren Silverman, had a brilliant idea. She was on a call with, I think, some sisters in crime of the Chessy chapter. And somebody had mentioned how in the Olympics, they had like trading cards with like pieces of costumes and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, what if we did author trading cards? And I was like, oh yeah, say less. So we're doing, her and I at least, are putting together writer trading cards. So baseball cards for writers. So here's the first draft of mine. It's I designed it on Canva, and it has some fun facts, my contact, it has my books, all that good stuff. So I also, if you are an author and or reader who would like one but can't quite get the Canva to Canva it, just reach out on my Ko-Fi account. I have for $10, I'll design and create a trading card for you, and I'll send you the specs, and either you can have me order them or you can order them. I ordered from bannerbuzz.com, not really knowing anything about it other than I Googled trading cards, and I was concerned because it had mixed reviews, but it came within a week, and honestly, the quality is not that is good. So, if you are interested in having a baseball card of yourself, you don't even have to be a reader or writer. If you just wanted to have fun and have a trading card, reach out to me and check out my Ko-Fi account, link at the bottom. So that's going to be really fun at Malice. We're going to hand some of those out. What else can I tell you? So what else am I obsessed with? Cooper May, the kitten, is still kittening. He won't let me pick him up, but he does sleep with me at night. So, baby steps. I'm also, I think I've talked about this before, I'm newly obsessed with Legos, and my Boston Brick Company, which is a new used, I think it's used Legos, but they had the Reading is My Passion set, which was a gift with purchase, and it's so rare and so hard to find. So I was so excited to find. I spent more adult money than I wanted to, but I was really excited to get it. So I did this one this week. I did the Sherlock Holmes book nook. I think if you followed me on my socials, you'll see that one. And then I have another book related one, pop-up book that probably we're supposed to have a blizzard. So probably this, tonight, tomorrow, we'll get her done. And so if you got like Legos, welcome to my world. What else can I tell you? Nothing else too much going on obsession wise. Still just reading, trying to get through book 4, trying to get book 3 or 4 ready, and book 3 still on track for the summer. No, for the fall. Oh yeah, and spring training started. Oh god, of course I'm obsessed with spring training. Yesterday I had my first game on TV where it was like a real game. So we watched the royal we watched the Twins and the Red Sox, and it was nice to kind of get back in that vibe. And they'll play today, and it's supposed to snow, so it's kind of nice to watch all those people in the sun have a good time and get a little glimpse at my boys and see how they're doing. Sorry, I got distracted. Captain's looking out the window, which makes me think there's something in the backyard, but I don't see anything, Captain. Anyway, but without further ado, I don't want to like shortchange. We literally talked from pillar to post, so much that I could have kept talking to her, but then I got the dreaded 10-minute notice. So Darlene's just going to have to come back, and then it'll be a trilogy, or I guess it is a trilogy now. And then it's like the Fast and the Furious sequels. We just keep going and going and going. But without further ado, 5-time author, Darlene Dziomba. Welcome back to the podcast, Darlene Dziomba, who we were just talking literally before I pressed record about how your 5th book is coming out Tuesday. Yeah. OMG. How, on a scale of 1 to winning the World Series, how excited are you?
I won the National League Championship.
There you go. That's fair. But yeah, that's so exciting. In the Lily Dreyfus series. And when did we talk last? I feel like you were one of the first bunch of people.
I was actually one of your first guests.
Yeah.
I think after I released my first book, and then you invited me back again.
Oh, that's right.
For book 3. So now we're on book 5. I seem to be the odd numbered books with you. Yes.
I know. I'm going in now, like as we're talking, to see like how long ago it was, because I feel like I've known you my entire life, because we have the commonality of being ginormous baseball fans.
Exactly.
And meeting at Malice and becoming friends through Malice, and just the whole vibe of everything.
And we love Will Trent.
Yeah, I'm not caught up this week because the Olympics have thrown off my schedule completely.
Right, yes.
But yeah, this season's been a little wonky for me on the show. I don't know. It got a little.
Yeah, I don't quite like the ghost that keeps showing up.
Yeah, and it's a little dark. I mean, it's a dark show, but it also, some of the darkness I don't love.
Yes.
And I don't. Okay, spoiler alert, guys. I don't like that him and Angie are not together, or like at least how they were. So that's just me. Spoiler alert. But I'm excited to watch this week because what's his name was in it? Zach Morris was
okay.
Yeah, what's his name? The former foster brother. I can't remember. Anyway, guys, that's a whole nother discussion to have, right?
Be careful with Nicole and I. We can go off on any tangents.
100. Okay, so we have on February. Oh, look at this! 2 years ago to this week, February 28th, it was the return of Darlene Dziomba. So now I'm going to have to do the return of Darlene Dziomba, and I'm trying to go back to see when. But yeah, that's awesome. So you started. When did the series start? Which I'm sure once I get back to, there we go. May 14th, 2023 is when I had your first.
Oh, okay. So that was after my second book. I started in 2022 was my launch.
And here we are in 2026 with 5.
I can't believe book 5 is coming out. It's like,
is there a book 6 in your pipeline?
There is a smidge of an idea for a book 6, but not much of an idea. So it's going to take a lot of work to get a book 6.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. A lot of things come out in book 5 about Lily, and Lily and Jim's relationship. And so, you have to be willing as a writer. You can let these things be known about your character, but then you have to follow up on them.
Oh yeah.
So I let them be known, and now I'm trying to figure out, okay, now how do I follow up on that?
Right. What else can I tell people about them that they don't know already and keep it
Well,
interesting.
well, Jim wants them to move in together. And so
Okay.
that's the thing. Like
Ooh,
in book 6, they're going to have to live together, and she gets involved in a crime, which he frowns on. So I know where I've got the relationship tension,
yeah,
but yeah.
that's funny. But we don't even have to talk about book 6 now because we're all in on book 5. But before we get too deep into the book 5 of it all, for those that didn't listen to the previous 2 episodes, which rude, you should, tell people a little bit about yourself and how you became a writer on this journey.
Sure. So I have always been a big reader, and I love mysteries.
Mhm.
And I started going to this conference called BoucherCon because one of my friends said, you can find out about all these new interesting writers if you go to this conference. And I think it was 2009, I met a woman at BoucherCon Indianapolis, and we became fast friends. And BoucherCon kind of became our girls' weekend.
Oh,
Wherever it was, we'd go out to eat, we'd meet new authors. And I was sitting in a panel listening to these people talk at BoucherCon Toronto, and they all had protagonists in some type of dog career. So there were groomers and sitters and walkers. And at the time, I was volunteering at a no-kill animal shelter, and I said to myself, I have never read a book where the protagonist worked in an animal shelter.
yeah.
And in the craziest moment of my life, I said I should write that.
Sure.
And it really was a crazy moment. I don't know what made me think that, but I said, I'm going to write that. And I set about, taking classes because I had never written a book. I hadn't written anything longer than a term
I
paper,
was
and
going to
that
say,
was
and
back in grad
you were
school.
a
So
finance person, so you're a
a
numbers
finance person,
person.
yes,
So that, yeah,
yes.
that is like the complete 180.
It was. But yeah, so I started out, and I went the traditional route of querying, which, as you know, is like banging your head against a brick wall. It just
For
there is
those
no
that
good
do it,
result. You just get a headache.
and honestly, I will say, I think the querying process, even if it doesn't work out for you, it's a great learning experience, and it also teaches you how to absorb the word no and know that it's not a personal thing. Like I think
Right.
beginning those 100 no's, or because I think mine was at 100 when I stopped querying full time, knowing that it was 100 no's, I'm like, oh, but the no's were like, it's just not my voice, it's not my thing, it's not, it was never, don't write this book, it's
Right.
just not for me. And so I
It's like
think,
I don't think I can sell 10,000 copies of it.
right,
And I to be fair, all of those agents were correct because I
yeah,
haven't sold 10,000
well,
copies of any of them.
nobody can unless you're like, Abby
Hank Ryan.
Jimenez or Hank Ryan or Stephen King, the Frida McFadden, who just blows out the water with her books. So I think that's the thing you have to. So aspiring writers out there, yes, it's fun if you get an agent because you kind of have to take that middleman of getting the work of the book put out there. But at the
Right.
same time, it's not the only way, but it's a good way to get a thicker skin for the
Definitely.
word no, because you hear it a lot as an author. You hear the word no a lot. So just, yeah. So you did the querying thing. Ugh, it was a lot.
Yeah. And I had met this woman through somebody who was coaching me in my writing. Her name was Sabrina Flynn, and she had this fabulous series set in San Francisco, and she had self-published
Okay.
everything. And let me tell you, I milked every resource, everything I could get out. And she was like, look, I did it this way, I did it that way. And she was really gracious about sharing her
Mhm.
experience and her time. And I said, darn, I'm going to do this self-publishing thing. I am. And I will admit, there were a lot of tears in the process. A
Sure.
lot of tears got shed in the process,
Yeah.
but I've kind of
And
found my way.
I was just gonna
And
say, and you've hit a groove because you're at 5.
yeah, I hit a
I
groove.
mean,
Exactly.
it's a
Exactly.
learning curve. Dale Phillips, who's been on the podcast a few times, he's we don't call it self-publishing in this house. We call it indie
Indie
publishing.
publishing, yes.
So, but it's the thing, as long as you take the time to treat it as not just uploading a book and getting it out there. Like you take the time to get an editor, to get beta readers, to get critiques, to get, proper covers and everything like that. I think as long as you treat it like it's a book and not just something, because I think there are some men out there who just put it out. I mean, not to stereotype, but a little bit.
Right.
That they just put it out there like, oh, I could write a book and just throw it out there. And then it kind of gives everybody
Right. A
a
bad
name.
name. Yes.
But we are in the world of, I was talking to I had an event at a library this week, and they're like, oh, I don't know if anybody will buy my book, da 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 da. And I said, we're in the time of the world where this is the time, if you have a book in you and you do that work, put it out there, because somebody's going to identify with it or
Right.
tell you that they love it. I mean, you said you had this recently, you started doing Amazon ads, and they read the first book. Well, then they want to know what's happening,
Exactly.
and you just need
Exactly.
that one hook.
I was so thrilled when because looking at the KDP report is never really a thrilling experience. But, after I did the ad and I could see that people were reading the second, third, and fourth book, I was like, oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah. It may only be 10 people, but they read all four books. That's 40.
Yeah. And it's the thought that then you go to an event at the BoucherCon, and people are like, oh yeah, I read your book. Oh, or oh, I really want to pick it up because I read it online and now I want a hard copy. And it's kind of just the ripple effect. And you're also the type that, like me, who you get out into your community. So you do events with dog events, especially in the summer, obviously all the walks and all that stuff. So you're out in the community, and that's when people get out in the community. Sorry, my nails are weird. Like, I just noticed it's feeling. Put your nails down. I think you and Dale are two of the people that I really find are super helpful in knowing the self-publishing indie process. And also you're both very accessible. And I think that's what you're saying about the Flynn, right? She was nobody's gatekeeping it.
Yeah, no, she was like, let me tell you everything.
Yeah.
I mean, our series were completely different.
Sure.
And so that's part of it, is I don't think people realize that, like, okay, we're all mystery writers, but we all have a little hook.
Yeah.
It's like you're a baseball writer, I'm a dog writer. So it's like, I'm not losing clients by sharing with you what worked for me. And cozy. And it's so weird that what works for me may not work for you at all.
And cozies are so different because you can have, 4 books of the same type of protagonist, like, oh, they work in a library, but they're all so different that I don't feel like we're competing with each other. I mean, we're really, my baseball books might not speak to a dog rescuer.
Right.
There's cats in it because I'm a cat lady, but at the same time, I mean, vice versa. So it's, I think, especially, I don't know if you found this in the mystery community, not just the accessibility, but the there's not anybody I ever feel like I'm competing with for events for we all want to be on a panel, and if I don't get a panel, I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. But at the same time, I'm not mad at the people who got on the panels.
Right, exactly.
And I think we all, as a mystery, you would think we'd all be dark and scary and want to murder people, but we don't. We want to make this genre like the best.
Well, we get our scariness out in our writing. True. It's just how we can be such nice people when you meet us.
Because look at us. I mean, are we the nicest, happiest, smiley people you've ever met? Exactly. And then, I mean, all we want to do is watch baseball and, write our little books and meet our little friends. And I'm excited to see you at Malice. So that's, I'll see you there. Because, oh my God, that's like
2 months away.
Holy S. I gotta really get on my grind. I'm writing book 4 right now, and I'm in the murky middle. So like,
oh, okay.
I'm doing like everything but writing. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put a bookcase together today, or I'm going to watch the Olympics kind of throw everything off because it's all in. I'm like, but curling's on now. I have to watch it.
Isn't it amazing how many times you can watch people go like down that slide?
Yep.
I'm like, I don't care what apparatus they're on. It's so fascinating to me.
I will watch anything. Right now I have spring training on. So it's the first real Red Sox spring training game of the season. They did play yesterday. I watched a little bit, but it was against the college team, so you feel bad. I'm like, oh, look at you guys, do so little. Today they actually have like big league players, and my dad and my brother are going next weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if I could fly, I would go, but I am still in my flying is no fun phase. Also, guys, spoiler alert, up the East Coast, we're having a blizzard tomorrow. So,
I know my sister-in-law is in North Carolina.
oof.
And right before I came on this, my brother's like, yeah, I'm trying to get her an earlier flight, but it's not working out. And I'm like,
No,
oh,
my dad's supposed to be in Philly. He said he's going to leave tomorrow, and I was like, you should leave in the morning if you're going to
right.
go. Like, also, I don't think the shipyard's going to be open on Monday because you're going to get a foot of snow. So, I think we're up to
Yeah,
almost.
don't say it. Please don't say it, because we just finally got rid of the glaciers from the last storm, and I'm just like, oh, I can't.
We had a nice coating last night. So like, or Friday, yeah, Friday night. So it's like just refreshed snow right now, which I love because it's all pretty and white again. But
Right,
2 feet is a lot, and the Patriots didn't even win the Super Bowl like they did in 2015 with all this snow. So it's like no
right.
fun. But I am watching all the people in Florida in their t-shirts. I mean, I'm in a t-shirt now, but I'm in perimenopause, so I'm just hot all the time. Um, TMI, everybody. I've been
It
telling
doesn't get any
everybody that.
easier. I'm hot all the time
Yeah,
too.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be sweaty, and it's gonna happen, and people are just gonna have to get over it. Um, but I guess we should go back to books because that's really what you're here for, is to not only talk about your series.
Well, I also want to hear about this rumor in Philadelphia that you Red Sox are trying to steal Bryce Harper.
That's not a rumor I've heard.
Really?
It's not a rumor going around up here. I mean,
Oh,
we need a right-handed bat. Is he a righty?
that's a good question.
I know now I'm
Yes,
like,
yes, I think he is a right. I
but if
think
we were
he is a
gonna do
right.
that, like, why didn't we just resign? Why didn't we try to get Kyle Schwarber back? Uh,
Yeah,
that's I don't know. I've been a Bryce Harper apologist since he was with the Nationals because I enjoy kind of that cocky baseball player attitude.
right.
But I've really started to like him more as personally when he's with the Phillies. But
Right.
now I hear that relationship's kind of souring a little bit, or he's at least talking a lot of
Hey,
smack that he shouldn't.
I think there is some smack talking going
Oh
on,
my
but
God, Darlene, what if?
anything with Bryce Harper though has been overshadowed by
Oh,
the Nick Castellanos smack
oh,
talking.
I know. With his handwritten note, and then he was selling like stuff from his locker online on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, I missed that. I
It
would have
cast
loved
it.
something.
I know they was selling like jerseys and stuff, but wouldn't that be exciting? I'm going to put this in the description that we just broke like a Red Sox Phillies rumor, and like they have to go, on baseball books and banter, Darlene Dziomba and Nicole Aslan talked about the possibility of a Bryce Harper trade, and then all of a sudden we're just on every sports talk radio.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool? And then buy our books, people. So like,
Yes.
while you're there,
After you're done talking about how what great prognosticators we are in
yes.
baseball, buy our books.
And guess what? And then we'll talk. And if you want, just come to our events and we'll talk baseball with you in person,
Exactly.
live, face to face. But so Lily Dreyfus is the
Yes.
series. She works at a rescue or no kill shelter. There's a nice boyfriend involved. I'm loving that'll be in the little thumbnail, but I'm loving the cover for this one, for the fifth one.
Thank you.
For those that didn't look at the thumbnail before you came in, it's a service person, I'm assuming man, it looks man, face down in the dirt with the dog, like, what are we doing, dude? Like,
Right.
you did, as they do in mysteries. Kind of give readers, because they're all going to rush out and buy it, on Tuesday, unless you put it out a little earlier for the blizzard. They give a little flavor of book 5.
So book 5, the animal shelter has an annual fundraiser. It's a walk race, and people are encouraged to form teams so that they can help raise money that helps the animals in the shelter. And Lily's boyfriend, former Marine, gets a bunch of veterans together to do the run. They're all gung ho, hoorah, you know.
As they
Um,
do.
like,
Yeah.
so they do this 10K run, and they get to the end, and the one guy is milling about, the crowd collapses.
Oof.
Everybody pulls back. What happened? EMTs rush in. He's dead.
Yep.
So how did this 20-year-old former Marine drop dead after a 10K? And of course, it happened on shelter property. So Lily has no choice but to get
No
involved
choice.
in figuring out how this happened.
Mhm.
It affects her boyfriend, it affects her work. And so she starts digging through the murky trails of his past and leashes together her clues. And together,
Time
we
out.
move.
That's amazing. Leashes together her cute clues. I'm dead. Okay, continue.
Leashes together her clues and eventually brings the perpetrator to justice. So
As she's done in four other
in
instances.
four other books. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
so do you have experience with military that you kind of wanted to put that in, or just because the character was military, you're like, we need to,
Well, it was because Lily's boyfriend is a former
yeah.
Marine. So, yeah, book one starts out. Lily is dating this former Marine named Pete. He's very quiet and not, low key. And he adopted a dog from the shelter. It's how they met.
No.
And Lily gets a call from the state police. They've done a wellness check. They found a man dead in his home, and he has a dog. Could the shelter house the dog until they get their next of kin notification done? And she says, "Of course we can," only to find out it's her boyfriend's dog. And so, in an instant, she's like, "What do you mean Pete's dead?
Yeah.
He's a 40-year-old healthy man." And that kind of pulled her in. And then, throughout the course of the story, she does meet Jim, who takes over Burroughs' care and gets the scent of a, rabbit like a terrier and starts tracking Lily down
Yeah.
because, he likes that scent. And
Which is just what every woman wants to hear.
yes, exactly. Oh,
Oh,
you smell like a rabbit.
I know. Like I tracked you down by your scent. Okay. Like, I mean, I guess you found me, so that's good. I'll take that. Yeah, I like it's because by having that former service member kind of detail, it's not as saccharine sweet of a cozy mystery. There's a little edge to it. I mean, her boyfriend dies in the first book, so
Right.
it's not something like did you consciously want to make it not as for lack of a better word fluffy by having a little bit more of a dark edge?
Yeah, I'm not really a fluffy person.
No.
So while I enjoy writing the cozies because I don't want to write gore,
Yeah.
that just makes me nervous. I have a
Same.
hard time reading it. I didn't want to write it.
Yep.
But I'm not really that fluffy pink bow, like, sleeves,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of thing. So like, Lily's best friend is kind of snarky and sarcastic. And so it's got a lot of like underlying humor in it
Mm-hmm.
as well. So yeah, I did that intentionally.
And I think that's important for future authors to know too is yes, we're part of the same genre. Cozy's a big genre. There's a big umbrella that we're all under. It can be a snarky. I mean, Adrian Andover, who we've all talked to at Malice, he, has a homosexual character, main character, which is new to the genre. And I think you can put a little bit more of that edge in because I mean, let's be honest, the world is a little bit edgier than the
Right.
50s with, all that. And I think it's important because then it grounds it in a little more reality. You're not as, although I was talking to somebody yesterday and they were like, it is a little weird. There's so many murders happening in one place. And I'm like, well, that's
Right.
the part where you have to kind of suspend your disbelief. And I'm trying to move her around a bit so it's not all in the one ballpark. But yeah,
Right.
it's the murder she wrote of it all, where you kind of have to go, oh, okay, well, there's more murders per capita at this kill
Then
shelter,
there
no
are
kill
then
shelter.
there are like population,
Yeah.
yes.
So like that side, you can still keep it fantasy, but by making the characters more real, I think people gravitate towards that because like Lily's a human. You can tell she's
Right.
got flaws. She knows her flaws, but she's like all of us. We kind of just ignore the bad sides of ourselves in hopes of keeping our good sides showing to everybody. And I
Right,
think
exactly.
and that's one of the I think the best parts of your writing is how human the characters are. And you can't go wrong with a snarky friend. I mean, I have one as well because
Exactly.
it's almost like you can put your little like um wink, wink, nod, nod about the mysteries in there with the snarky person. Like, oh, of course you have another dead body here. Like, why
Right.
wouldn't you? It's you, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
And you kind of go, oh, I get it. I get it. By the way, the Red Sox just gave up a home run. That's some crap in the first inning. Don't love it.
Yeah, I don't have the Phillies on. They're playing the Blue Jays
I
right now.
know it's game one of the spring training, and I'm not going to overreact. But when we get Bryce Harper, no, I don't know if, well, Philly's a tough town to be. Now I'm going to think about this all day, by the way, because like Philly's a tough town to be a player in, and Boston's a tough town to be a player in. You're very much watched. So I was going to say like, oh, I don't think he would do well up here, but then again, I do think he would do good because he's.
Oh, if you can survive Philly, you can survive pretty much
I mean,
anywhere.
we're kind of. I'm not gonna swear, but we're kind of mass blank up here.
Right.
So anyway, so with book five, what? So you kind of it seems like have you had a book every year now since we
Yes.
started?
Yes.
Okay, and we just talked a little bit about book six that's kind of in the formulation phase. Do you
Yes.
find when you release the book, so Tuesday, you need a break for a minute and do just marketing or really not think of book stuff at all for like a month?
Well, the book has actually been finished for a while. So
Okay.
when I finish a book, yes, I kind of need a mental break to
Yeah.
say like, okay, I'm not reading, I just want to go and read for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I try to write anything else or formulate it. And quite frankly, I hate doing the marketing piece. So like anything I can do that delays the marketing piece, I'm with.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, look, the oven needs to be cleaned. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Oh, like I said, I'm building a bookcase right after this. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, it's I think, and also I think your brain, and also with the catching up on reading, it's because you kind of need to see what's going on in the landscape. You have to kind of, I don't want to say stay on top of trends, but you also want to know what's out there because you don't want to repeat anything. I mean,
Right.
like we said earlier, there is a lot of similarities between everybody sometimes, but it's not necessarily, I'm not copying it word for word. Like, I don't want it to be like that. That would be awkward,
Right.
especially when you go to Malice and see them. I'm like, hey, are you going to Left Coast Crime?
I am not. It's
No.
next week and it's
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's just way too
But
expensive.
I know, well, me and the flying, but also the expense. But yeah, it's shaping up to look good. And now I'm already having FOMO, even though it hasn't happened yet.
Oh no, I've been having FOMO because
Yeah.
people
I'm
keep
like,
writing to me saying, I'll see you at Left Coast Crime. And I'm like, unfortunately, you won't.
what about VoucherCon in Calgary? Is
I
that
am probably not doing that
that's a
either
little
because
it's hard
the
across.
airfare to get to
Yeah.
Calgary is outrageous.
My aunt's going on doing the train and the Canadian
Oh,
Rockies,
yeah.
and I think she flies. Oh no, so I think she flies to maybe Vancouver, and that was wicked expensive. But they leave from Calgary, and it's cheaper to fly from Calgary to Boston than it was Vancouver to Boston.
Okay.
But it's still like $400. So I mean, it's not cheap.
Right.
But next year,
Washington,
27,
D.C.
I'll be there because I haven't gone since 2017 to VoucherCon. So
Okay.
I'll be at the DC one because I can't miss a DC conference. It's just
And it's so easy for us. You just hop on the train. Well, you'll probably drive, but I'll
I'll drive.
hop on the train.
Right. So I can, carry books. I can stop at your house, pick up your books, and drive down.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far off the highway are you? That'd be perfect.
Exit 3 off the New Jersey Turnpike.
Okay. And I'm on the turnpike all the damn time. I hate that road so much. Um, I always laugh at the Jersey Turnpike because right before you cross into Delaware, they have a sign like, oh, if you need help, stop and get help. And I'm like, oh, because you drove on the Jersey Turnpike and now you want to kill yourself? Yeah, I get it. Because it's just so boring. I do have to say, they do have good rest stops, though. The rest stops on the Turnpike are good. The Vince Lombardi one right outside of New York is kind of my go to.
Okay.
And then this is a fun fact for everybody. My aunt, my uncle, my dad's brother, they used to do Civil War reenacting,
Oh.
and they don't anymore. They live up here now. But my aunt and I were driving, and every time we pass the Clara Barton rest area, she says, "Oh, there's the Clara Barton rest area, that whore." So she apparently in the Civil War community, Clara Barton's a very touchy subject. So just
Oh.
I
I
don't
did
know
not
much
know
about it.
that.
Yeah, me neither, because why would you? But I guess in the reenacting community, there's a little Clara Barton smack talk.
I'm
So
gonna have to ask my new best buddy ChatGPT about that, you know?
oh, I don't know about that. Oh, AI. Well, no, I haven't used I'm trying not to use it because I'm afraid my company's going to replace me like with my real job. And so I
Okay.
get nervous when they're like, let's do more AI. And I'm like, no, like I had a customer, she's not my customer anymore, but she was like, oh, just feed your document into Chat GPT and it'll spit out a checklist. I said, or hear me out. Why don't I just write you a checklist? Like I'm just saying, like, cut out the middleman. I'm just saying. Um, but I do think it's one of those probably inevitability. No, it says I have a 10-minute call. Oh gosh.
Oh
We're down to our
no.
10 minutes.
Holy cow, how'd
Where
that
the
go
heck
so
did that
fast?
go? So before we get into like where and when people can buy your books, do you have books that you've read during this release time that you want to tell people about, or that you want to tell them inspired you, all that good stuff?
So I think one of the greatest books I read recently is Hotel Ukraine by Martin Cruz Smith.
Yeah.
It is his last book because unfortunately Martin is no longer with us. But it was a fabulous book. He has a Russian protagonist, Arkady Renko, who starts investigating a crime that covers Russia and Ukraine.
Ooh, cool.
Russia, yeah, and Ukraine. So yeah, a very interesting book.
Yeah, I think I saw you post about it on Facebook. You're like, this is not usually what I would read, but it's amazing.
It's amazing. And right now I'm reading Valerie Burns, but she's writing as Callie Benjamin, Sniffing Out Murder. I think this is like her fifth series, and I love her. I love all of her stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
just
Baker
looking.
Street Mysteries. I see you have it on your
Yeah,
shelf.
like I got that one there. So,
Yes.
it's an arc. I haven't. It's again. It's in the TBR pile because Lord knows I'm never gonna. Well, once I put that bookshelf together, that's gonna be my TBR shelf. I think. Although I have a cat. Captain, you want to say hi? Nope. All right, great. Um, and where? So with the big release, I was on your website earlier. I saw you have time coming up with Joanne, and you just did an interview with Joanne, who
Yes.
for those that don't know Duran Love and my musings with Duran, rectify that because she is quite possibly the most supportive, nicest, um, amazing ambassador for our genre that there ever was, that there ever is. And I see her at conferences, and I'm just every time I'm like, "You're the best." She
And
just,
she has so much on her website.
yep,
There's book reviews and
interview,
character interviews and
yep.
different blog posts. It's really awesome, all the
And
work
she's a
that she puts
lovely
into it.
person, which makes it like even better because you can support a
Yes.
lovely person and someone who supports all of us, which I just, if she's listening, shout out Duran. So I saw you're coming up a character interview, right, in March.
Yes. A Day in the Life of Lily Dreyfus in
Those are
March.
fun. And then you also just did like an interview, like a little
Yes.
hitter. Where else can people find you in the near future?
I will be at Malice Domestic in Bethesda, Maryland at the last weekend of April. And you can always find my books on Amazon.com. Darlene Dziomba, I believe I am the only Darlene Dziomba on
You
Amazon.com.
are. Yep.
Yes. So
Um, and what was I just going to say about that? You're also doing a Facebook takeover this week.
I am. I am Wednesday. I am doing a Facebook takeover with the Cozy Mystery Party group.
Again, the nicest
Six
people,
o'clock Wednesday.
the nicest people, Heather and Sean. And if you even tangentially like cozies, join the group because they have fun. They do bingo, which was super fun. I did it last time. I didn't do it this past time. They do
Right.
book exchanges. They do Christmas cards, which I love. I always sign up for the Christmas cards because I'm like, I want to send Christmas cards to people. Although then I realized this year that I forgot to change the date on my Christmas card. So everybody got a 2024 Christmas card instead of 25.
I didn't even notice. So
See? Nobody else did. I thought it was funny because I sent it to some of my coworkers who are technical writers, and I'm like, find the error, and none of them did. So I was like, wow, we're either really bad at our jobs or nobody cares. Uh, and they can find you on your website, which I'll put the link to. Read Darlene.
Yep.
Still Read Darlene.
readdarlene.com.
It's
Yes.
such a great website name.
Well, I knew that it would be a challenge for anyone to spell Dzomba, so I had to come up with something else.
I will say I did Google, and you're the only Darlene DZ that comes up.
All right, look at
Yeah,
that.
so there you go.
Pretty impressive.
Because I always get the I and the O's confused. All the
Okay.
vowels get confusing to me. So that's why I'm always like, let's Google this one more time so I don't spell it wrong. I don't want her to be mad at me.
Well, you don't have my book on your shelf that you could check?
No, it's in
Oh,
my Kindle, friend.
oh, okay. All right.
Fun. I don't keep my Kindle. The Kindle stays in the bedroom, which sounds really weird when I say it like that, but it's because I read my Kindle at night,
Right.
in bed. I read my, physical books while it's sunny out.
Okay.
I don't know. Captain's walking around. This makes me nervous. Maybe she knows we're gonna have a blizzard.
I think she's nervous about the baseball game going on.
She could be. She could be. That and the fact that the little baby kitten's probably bothering her. So she's like, leave me alone. I'm coming out to the living room. So we broke the news that Bryce Harper is a rumored trade target for the Red Sox because I
Yep.
have not heard one lick of that up here, and I'm running with it. And so if it happens, we're gonna pick
You
some
heard it here
lottery.
first.
All right. Me and you,
Yeah.
we're going in on the lottery. I will put links here for people to find you, and
Awesome.
everybody, if you haven't started with book one, start with book one tomorrow during the blizzard. So catch up with all four, and then on Tuesday, click that buy button on the Zon for book five. So that
Five
way
books
she'll
on.
write book six, and we'll have
That's right.
we'll
That's right. I
know how
need
to.
inspiration to help me into book
And
six.
now I want to know what happens when they cohabitate, because I feel like that's rife with drama for people cohabitations.
Well, at cohabitation with three dogs, two of whom think they're the alpha dog. That's what's going to
Obviously.
be really interesting.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Billy.
Oh, Billy just went to the vet today, got a clean bill of health.
Good, because it's your 10-year adoption anniversary.
10-year adoption anniversary.
That's
Yes.
so exciting.
I
Yay,
know. I
Billy.
can't believe I've had her 10
Guys,
years.
get on Facebook and go see Darlene's Billy pictures, because the Billy's just a cool little puppy, and she's got a clean bill of health and 10 years. Oh, that's so great.
And at readdarlene.com, you can sign up for my newsletter. Once a month, you'll get new Billy pictures.
Oh,
You
I'm
know,
just saying, guys.
just saying.
And I don't know, Darlene, if you've been following Lauren Silverman and I, Daphne Silver, we have baseball cards, author baseball cards.
Love that.
So we're
Oh
going to be
my
handing them out at
gosh.
Malice. If you want me to just try to design
Oh,
one for you, let me
you, I
know.
love them.
Let me know. And also, if you're listening and you want one, I have like 100 of them, so I can send them to you if you'd like. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for you're the first 3-time guest, I think.
Okay. I'm a
Uh,
trendsetter.
yeah, you're just always going to be my return of the return. The Return of Darlene, the sequel. That's what we'll call it.
Okay.
And like I said, I'll put the links down, and happy baseball season, friend.
Happy baseball season. See you in April.
Yes, but baseball and at Malice.
Exactly.
Isn't she great? Bestie, bestie for life. I don't know why it looks like my hair is mulleting, but I think it's just the shadow. So anyway, yes, I had worn my baseball headband for her, and I had worn my There's No Crying in Baseball. She was wearing her baseball stuff. So it was very exciting. And as we are leading into spring training, I'm having a lot more interviews coming up these next couple of weeks. So you're going to be seeing things fast and furious, and I hope you enjoy. But like I said, if this is before Tuesday, get your pre-order in now for Darlene's book. If this is post Tuesday, buy it now, and also buy the whole series. Lily Dreyfus series, as we talked about, it's not your typical cozy. It's a cozy, but it's not your typical light and fluffy hallmarky characters. There's real depth to it and real emotion, and the characters are very real. So, and also dogs, like, hello. As a cat lady, I can appreciate a dog person, so good for you for dogs. Second period just started in Canada. We're still 1-0. Captain's going to bother his sister Madeline. Captain, can you relax? Oh my God. I mean, they're so cute. Like, they're going to sit together, although Madeline's pissed. You want to know what I'm reading, right? I mean, that's really what we're here for. So my book recommendations, I just finished The Once and Future King Queen by Paula Lafferty. It's kind of a retelling of the Guinevere story. It's a woman who lives in our times, who it turns out was actually, it's very complicated to explain, but her soul is Guinevere, the original, and she almost died. So Merlin transported her to the future, but now it's the time she has to go back to save Camelot. And it's very sweet. It's very romantic. There's lots of there's a lot. One of the things that's kind of annoying, there's a lot of the misunderstanding, non-communication tropes, but you kind of get through it because it's like, oh, it's Camelot times. So there's a lot about Lancelot is great. I figured out Lancelot's secret pretty early. You don't really find out until the very end. Thought it was going to be a standalone. Look at the pretty sprayed edges. Thought it was going to be a standalone. It is not. It's part of a trilogy, so I can't wait to read the next couple because the Arthur story is great, and I love having a Guinevere that's kind of salty and swears a lot. And yeah, so recommend. I have to return it once this blizzard's over. I also, oh, excuse me, before the blizzard started, I was like, I got to get to the library. I have a library hold to pick up. I also had to return 2 books. And I picked up the Astral Library by Kate Quinn. Kate Quinn, like, oh, look at the inside of it. I can't even show you because I don't want to ruin their book, but like how cute, again, with the sprayed edges. Kate Quinn likes a lot of like World War II spy books, but I think this is the first one that's kind of a fantasy adjacent. It's basically, have you ever wished you could live inside a book? And Bobby. So this one I'm starting today, and hopefully, depending on how long, if I keep my power forever, I'll keep reading it. The other thing, I mentioned this, and I think in the last podcast, I went to Annie's Bookstop in Raynham, Massachusetts. Annie's Bookstops is a legend across Massachusetts for used books. This one was recently purchased by new owners, and it was a mother and daughter when I was there. And I, of course, bought too many books that I don't need, but I'm starting with this one, Masquerade in London by Emily Finch. And they had all 3 of the books in the series. I bought all 3 of the books. So I just started this one last night. As most people know, as I tell people, I'm a big historical mystery fan. Weirdly, I don't want to write it. I just want to read it. So I'm actually reading one for one of my fellow level besties. I'm reading and going to review hers and provide a blurb. And but yeah, I love a historical mystery. I also am really into sci-fi. So like between the 2 of them, I also just got a crap ton of approvals in NetGalley for some historical, like Tasha Alexander's, Annalee Huber. And for those that know, the girlies that know, Annalee Huber has been one of my favorite historical mystery authors since the beginning of the Lady Darby series. I have the first one in my secret stash because it started the series, and I can't even tell you how many books there are, but there are a lot. And she also wrote the Verity Kent series, which I think is ending. But that's another great series. So shout out to Annalee Huber, who obsessed with. And also, did I say Tasha Alexander's newest one is, I think is she Lady Emily? There's so many names. There's so many ladies. I just get confused. But definitely check out those 2. What else did I get approved for? Oh, my cats are like grooming each other. It's so cute. Madeline, are you giving Captain a bath? Guys, things I'm obsessed with. My cat children. But anyway, what else can I tell you? Book stuff, not a lot going on. I just ordered more hard copies of Murder at First Pitch and Concession Stand Crimes in the cute little mass market size, or almost mass market, less than trade paperback, but more than mass market size. So if you want to buy them, they're on my website. You can also get the ebooks on my website. I will send them to you. If you order a hard copy, I will, full transparency, it's going to take about 3 or 4 days for me to ship it out because we're getting a blizzard tonight. So yeah, so guys, if you're in the path of the blizzard, like stay safe and don't like hurt yourself, and hire somebody to clean out your, I'm gonna hire somebody because I don't want to do it. 2 feet of snow is a lot of snow to shovel, and I'm not into it. Thank goodness, God bless, I work from home. Although it is kind of a bummer because that means I actually have to work tomorrow instead of just sitting and cuddling in the snow with the cats and my books. But what are you going to do? So anyway, so on that note, yay for spring training. yay for Darlene and I breaking some hot stove news. And oh, you know what we didn't talk about before I sign off? I'm trying to pretend it didn't happen. Dale and I, don't ask us to pick your lottery numbers because the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. It was a really, really, really bad game. To be quite honest, I think both teams should have lost. They both didn't look great. I mean, I think the first half it was only field goals that were scored, and that's annoying. Bad Bunny was amazeballs. Had such a good time. I downloaded so much music after it. The dancing. I'm still in awe of the choreographer and the cinematography. It was fantastic. But the game, not so much. So don't ask us to pick your lottery tickets. That's all I'm going to say. So on that note, I'm not going to make a Red Sox prediction just yet because we're gonna let see how things shake out and see if Darlene and I are right with our hot takes. But on that note, go Red Sox and happy reading.